5 steps of mental state management. To me, mental state management is the ability to control your own mental state without relying on circumstances around you. I identified 5 steps of managing mental state that work for me. The reason I want to share it with you guys is because I believe that this can help someone elevating your experience on this earth. I want to introduce myself. Airis, I'm a sound healer and I'm a psychology student. I'm very interested in development, in psychology, in elevating life experience, therapy. I'm undergoing therapy for a long time as well, and I think I have some interesting insights that are worth sharing. Let's start. First one is pretty controversial. Allowing yourself to live through many different emotions and feelings. This step is extremely important. Why? Because suppressing emotions is harmful for humans, and it's already proven by psychology, by science, personal experience that you probably had in your life. It also may lead to depression, emotional breakdown. Ability to withstand those emotions and let them go, accept the situation is extremely important. My personal experience is the war in my country. I'm originally Ukrainian, and when in 2022 the war started, I was in Kiev. I just got back from my work abroad. I didn't have a plan. I had a little bit of money, and I thought I'm just coming back home in order to wait for another work abroad or doing something nice there. But my plans were broken, and I woke up at 5 a.m. from the call of my mother telling me that the war has started and there is shooting and something is really. Of course, my first feelings are explosion. I exploded with emotions, with pain, with anger, with feeling of helplessness, all sorts of stuff. I allowed myself to live through this for around an hour, but I didn't have much time because I had to act. This is that type of situation when you don't know if it may be your last day of life. That feeling is very intense. I think these type of experiences are given to us in order to either make us stronger, or it can also break us. And if it makes you stronger and elevates your life, or it breaks you, depends on your choices. And from here comes the second very important step, the inner observer. It's the ability to step out with your consciousness. When you're experiencing those feelings, when you're experiencing that situation, accepting that situation, but still being able to detach from the emotion, detach from the feeling, detach from your own ego, and look at this from the side with very clear consciousness. I had to act and I didn't have much time. What really helped me is practices like meditation, sound healing. I remember I had Palo Santo, this little wood stick that I had to burn and have this amazing scent that associates with peace in my mind. I just cried. I had this emotional breakdown. It's a chaos around me. I don't know what to do, and I just grab that stick, I burn it, I smell, and it's peaceful. And I still can remember that feeling. Still, the pain is within me, but I am detached for a moment. I can see with a clear consciousness and look at this situation. Any moment of life, we have needs. We're humans, we're human beings. And it's very important to identify your own need that you have at this particular moment. At that moment, I needed peace. I needed feeling of safety, clarity, and I didn't have any of that. I made a plan, which is fourth step. Third is identifying your needs, and the fourth step is making a plan and taking steps. Satisfying your own needs, giving yourself what you need. Situations can be different. They can be intense, they can be less intense, they can be very little. When you have this explosion of feelings, an explosion of crazy situation, life is changing crucially It's very easy to see and identify those things, but when in everyday life there are small situations that are actually also extremely important for our inner peace and feeling and mental state, I think it's much more difficult to identify those needs. And sometimes you may feel really bad because your need is to feel loved and feel appreciated, or you just maybe want to have fun, or maybe you don't want to do anything and you finally need rest, but you cannot identify that you need to have rest. And this is very important, and it's really crucial, identifying your own needs. The next step is meeting those needs. You can't rely on those things to be met from the outside world, and your partner is not responsible for making you feel loved, or your life circumstances are not responsible for giving you the sense that you're doing everything right. The person who is responsible for that is you. Understanding that I can meet my own needs and I can give myself that peace, and I can give myself that feeling of safety no matter what is outside. No matter what you feel and what you need, taking steps to satisfy those needs. And in my situation, for example, in Ukraine, it was, of course, leaving to a safe place. I knew I'm not gonna stay. I knew I need to leave, and I need a peaceful state around me. I knew that my family is gonna stay. I knew that I have no plan where to go, and I knew that I just have to go. That's the only right choice, even though I knew that on the way I can die, and many things can happen to me, and I just accepted that. The last step is accepting that things may not go the way you want it, and taking risk knowing that it may not justify itself. This is extremely important because it removes this tension of ego expecting something. It's like reducing your expectations to zero. And this was crucial in my situation, because if I didn't have that inner strength to accept that things may go the worst possible way, I wouldn't make the decisions I made. The next things that happened to me after I decided to leave were a little bit crazy. My way was 7 days. I didn't know where I'm going. Slept in church. I walked 13 kilometers at night through the border with a pack of clothes and food. The only clothes I took with me were I'm a singer. The way to earn money for me is to sing somewhere, right? In restaurants or in hotels. And I took the equipment for singing, and I took my dresses. It was winter. I took barely any clothes and a pack of food, because I didn't know if I'm gonna be able to have food wherever I will be. I stayed for 2 days in a village, in a very old house, without heating, without kitchen, without the restroom inside. I slept on a very, very old bed from 1900s. It was a little bit crazy. In order to move from place to the next place, I needed to figure out and find transportation. I slept in a refugee center on the floor. It was just like pretty much a big, huge house with a bunch of mattresses on the floor, and I just slept there with some other girls I met on the way, just under one huge blanket, sleeping in the church for one night because I have nowhere else to go. But I ended up in a very good place. This risk was very conscious. I knew why I'm taking that risk. I knew that my need is to find new opportunities and change my life. I knew that I'm not gonna stay. It can be related to any situation. If you will do your social media, it will come with the risk of being rejected, or try to invest into your businesses. It will come with the risk of not being able to make it, or having a debt, or anything else. Or you step into a relationship and you understand that there is a risk to be brokenhearted. It's very simple, right? But the crucial thing is knowing that risk and still willing to do that. Understanding that, yes, this risk may not justify itself. Honestly, I want to cry because I had this idea to share with you this experience and these ideas for a long time, and I hope that I was helpful and I was able to explain the ideas I wanted to get to you clearly, and I hope you like it. And please, if you have anything to add or any feedback, anything, please comment below. I really appreciate that. Much love, and I will repeat the steps at the end. Allowing yourself to live through many different emotions, ability to withstand and let them go, accept the situation is the first step. The second step is observing your mental state, observing the situation, being detached from it emotionally. Third one is identifying your needs. Fourth one is satisfying those needs and making steps to satisfy those, even if it's not immediately satisfiable. And the last one is taking risk, knowing that it may not justify itself. Accepting the worst, but hoping for the best. Much love. I hope it was helpful. Bye.